Howdy, everybody, and good morning. Welcome aboard. I'm RJSMITH, and this thing of ours is called Crazy News Reacts, where I scour the globe for the weirdest, most insane, and craziest news videos there are. So today we're going to jump right into it. This is about a thief in California who took advantage of an elderly man and ended up walking away with $4 million and the deed to his house. I'm going to tell you how it happened and how to protect yourself. Let's go.
Missing millions. Investigators say his body was dismembered and disposed of while his bank account was drained. And now the woman detectives say was the mastermind of it all has been sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam with the disturbing details. He joins us live now in Sherman Oaks, where it all began. Tim.
Mark, the woman swindled nearly $4 million from elderly victims by stealing their identities and their properties, and one of them lived here in Sherman Oaks. Lies and despicable behavior shadow this secluded home on Kingswood Road in Sherman Oaks. Caroline Herling, the mastermind, convicted in a plot to fraudulently take the home and money from the elderly man living here, will spend 20 years in prison. Coco Mary lives across the street with her elderly mother and is in shock.
To be preying on older, fragile people, it's the same thing for me as preying on animals, innocent animals, children. She needs to be behind bars.
I think she needs to be behind bars too, but I don't think 20 years is enough. You attach yourself to this elderly gentleman who trusts you, takes you in, and you swindle him out of every dime. And on top of that, his house. Absolutely disgusting, right? I mean, who does this? And I also agree with the witness. The elderly, animals, and children have to be protected. So how do you protect your mom or dad who might be getting up there in age now? Look, criminals commit title theft in several different ways, but phishing, malware, data breach, and unsecured Wi-Fi network, along with mail theft, are the most common. It could also happen if your mom or dad throws out documents with their social security, date of birth, house information on it. You have to make sure your mother and father know to put it in a grinder. So what is phishing? Phishing happens when a criminal pretends to be a legitimate company or person simply to get the homeowner's personal information. They do this by sending emails or letters that look like it's from a bank or government agency, right? Or simply by calling the elderly and acting like they are someone they are not. It also happens through malware, which of course is software, and they do the same thing, pretending to be a legitimate company. This is really going on bad in India right now. And if you have an unsecured Wi-Fi, you have to make sure to put a password on that, because someone can sit right outside your house and phish without ever going in. And one of the oldest ways, and elderly people like getting mail, right? That unfortunately is not very safe anymore.
According to court documents, Herling and her co-conspirators cased neighborhoods looking for unkept homes with vulnerable victims. And that's how she found Charles Wilding. Investigators say in 2020, she broke into his home, forging his documents that led to control of his estate. But in 2021, according to the criminal complaint, detectives were tipped off by an anonymous caller reporting that Wilding was missing, and unidentified individuals are utilizing his identity for financial gain. Police arriving to the home to find Herling, probing her on Wilding's whereabouts. According to the complaint, she stated that Wilding was not home and was staying with friends in the city of Carpinteria. Investigators believe Wilding was dead in the home from unknown causes, while Herling looted his assets. During the investigation, law enforcement used warrants to search Herling's property, finding guns, fake police badges, and documents showing evidence of fraud and forgeries, including notes where Herling was practicing signing the names of victims.
So what happens if a property's title is stolen? Well, the rightful owner could lose the property because these scam people put in what is a quick claim, which is very rarely investigated and sent through, just like it says quick claim. And before you know it, the con man owns the home and your mom or dad doesn't. And a lot of times this results in the homeowner losing their home. It gets foreclosed on. And then they come in and they buy the house at 20% of its value. It can damage the homeowner's credit, and the people usually damage the property itself. One of the things you need to be on the lookout for is an unkept lawn or garden, because con artists will drive around, find that house, go to the door, and offer to cut it for free. Then, once it's cut for free, they'll come back and they'll get very familiar with the occupant of the house, and that leads to coming in to help like a maid service, and then it's all over.
Investigators say Herling and her co-conspirators dismembered Wilding's body and disposed of it in the San Francisco Bay. Court documents also say evidence showed Herling forged power of attorney to gain assets of 2 more elderly victims, a financial scheme totaling $3.9 million. According to the complaint, investigators say she claimed she was working for free out of the goodness of her heart. Neighbors tell us Wilding was recluse with very little family and often looked disheveled, a devastating and disturbing crime of opportunity.
And happening right under our noses, and nobody knew. And that worries me about living in a city like LA. I always feel neighbors should know one another.
Really? Well, I feel that neighbors should leave me the hell alone. How about that one? Helping the woman out of the goodness of her heart? Yeah, okay. Hello, this is 2024. We live in a world where people are full of shit. I like animals way more than people. I'm just saying. I mean, even having police badges and uniforms, I mean, this is really, really beyond anything. That's impersonating a law enforcement officer. Imagine what they were doing with that stuff. And as for throwing the body in San Francisco Bay, yeah, it would definitely disappear. Check out this video. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like and subscribe. And as usual, have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys right back here tomorrow. But I definitely need you to hit the like button and to subscribe. See ya.